So today we're going to talk a little bit about inequalities. They're not much different than equations when it comes to setting them up. This year we're not going to solve, we're just going to talk about them and we're going to learn how to set them up. A few things we need to know. There are some notes up here. We're going to kind of take them in these boxes down here so that we know what we're talking about when we're looking at inequalities. In the first box, I want to write less than. They might also call it fewer than. And they could also say below. So when we are talking about all those words, we are looking at the less than sign. And one thing I do want to talk about is when we go to put this on the number line, we have open circles and closed circles. This would be an open circle. So I'm going to put the open circle right here. That way, if you need to come back and look at your notes and see how that looks, you can do that. In the next box, we're going to put greater than. We are going to put more than. And we are going to put the word above. These are all words that they'll be talking about when they talk about the greater than sign. And that is also going to be an open circle. Okay? This box over here, we're going to put less than or equal to. You can either write the equal sign or you can spell that out. We are going to put at most. And we are going to put no more than. Okay, this is almost like less than, except when we're looking at our symbol, it's going to look like this. And it's going to have a line under it. That means it's going to include the number that we're talking about. And since we're talking about including, when we put it on a number line, it is going to be an enclosed circle. Okay? And in the last box, we are going to put greater than or equal to. We are going to put at least and no less than. Okay? That is going to look like the greater than sign, except it's going to have a line under it. And it is going to be an enclosed circle. Remember, if you're having a hard time keeping up with these notes, you can always pause or go back. Okay? Let's look at the first example they give us here. It says 10 times a number increased by 4. So we all know that 10 times a number is 10x because we don't know the number, so x is our number. Increased by 4 would be a plus 4. Is no more than. So if I come up and I look at my examples up here, no more than falls under the less than or equal to sign. So we're going to put a less than or equal to 25. And then you have the sentence written. That's all there is to it. We don't solve because we don't have to do that this year. The next one is a little more tricky. It says 30 subtracted from 4 times a number. So most of the kids are wanting to say 30 minus 4x. If you read the sentence really carefully, that's not how it reads. It says 30 subtracted from 4 times a number. So if we put 4 times a number, which would be 4x, and we subtract 30, that is how that's going to look. And then it says is greater than. So if we look up here, our is greater than falls right here. And we're going to bring that back up and we're going to write the is greater than sign. It does not have a line under it. The opposite of 10, which is negative 10. Okay? The next thing it wants us to do is it wants us to set up an equation and then it wants us to put it on a line. And we can do that. The temperature today will be at least 10 degrees. Okay. If we go look up here, at least fell under the greater than or equal to sign. So we're going to go back here and we're going to say at least. I'm going to put that there first because we know we're talking about at least. And it's at least 10 degrees. So our x is going to go in front of our equation. And then we're going to number our number line. 0, 1, 3, 4. Okay. Once we number our number line, if we recall, greater than or equal to was an enclosed circle. So we're going to put it above the 10 and we're going to fill it in. And then we're going to draw our arrow. Some people have a hard time remembering this, so I'm just going to tell you, face your arrow the way your inequality sign faces. See how the arrow on the inequality is facing to the right? That's which way your arrow is going to go. Okay, that makes it really easy to understand it. Ben wants to spend no more than $3. So he wants to spend no more. When we were up top, no more was under the less than or equal to sign. He only wants to spend $3 or less. Okay? So our x is going to go in front. This means he can spend 3, but he can't spend any more than that. He can spend less than that if he wants to. So we're going to go make a number line. Okay. And then if you notice, this is a or equal to sign, so it's going to be an enclosed circle. We're going to put it above the 3. And my arrow is going to face to the left. And if you notice, my inequality sign faces to the left. Okay? Now it just wants us to write an equation from the arrows. So we're going to look at this. It's an enclosed circle, so we know it's either going to be greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. This is the same thing. If you see your arrow facing this way, your inequality is going to face that way. So it started at -2. We can put that back here. And then we can put the x in the front. So x is greater than or equal to -2. Okay? Same thing for this one. My arrow is facing this way. If you see, it's going this way. So I'm going to face this way. Now, I'm not putting a line under it because that's an open circle. I'm sitting at -2, so it's going to go here. And then x is going to go here because all of my numbers are going to be less than -2. Okay, if you have any questions about this, please come see me during tutoring.